So what made you want to move out to California and start the whole Hollywood thing?
It's like a lot of people, man, just pursue my dream and what I wanted to do, really. Um, yeah, since I was a kid, I just always had a um, itch to get into film and stuff. And I don't know if it was like directing or acting. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. It since I was a kid, I was watching Indiana Jones and so many movies I loved, and just knew I wanted to do it at some point. But I just didn't really have the opportunity. I don't think till I got out of college to kind of come out here and pursue that. So like a year and a half after college is when I did that. But yeah, I came out here and went to acting first, and then started out as acting for like a year and a half. I was getting a lot of jobs through the agents and managers. I was doing some self-submissions too, and I was just kind of like, screw this. I went to a trade school out here and for filmmaking and learned filmmaking, like all the basics through there. And I just started making my own content. I was always interested in it anyways, and I would just direct my own stuff and be in it as well. And I just took that same like business model and started doing with feature films now at my company and stuff. So that's kind of what happened with me.
So when you decided to make the Refugee, how did that whole process start? Was it just like an idea that was in the back of your head and you put it on hold while you're doing everything else, or was this your penultimate thing that you wanted to get made?
Yeah, it was it's a I've always wanted to. So there's certain, like, as far as acting, so there's certain characters that I've always wanted to, certain roles I've always wanted to play. And I just thought in my head, like, no one's gonna ever give me that opportunity. So I've always wanted to play a getaway driver. I just thought that was such like a badass role, something I thought I could pull off. So yeah, it's just something since I came out here probably since 2010, 2011. Like I said, I came out in 2012. This is something I've always wanted to play, so since probably the last 7 years, that's when I've had it in the back of my head for a long time now, and it just came across now. Like, so I started doing when I shot my first feature in 2016 in the summer. I started doing clip notes and stuff that I was shooting. I didn't have time to write the script. I started doing clip notes on what I wanted for it, and then after I was done filming and like when I was releasing that film, I started writing the script for this one. It was through like a year of development and trying to raise funding, and I ended up rewriting it, keep the same premise around this casino heist money. However, I made it more around this getaway driver. But before it was about a whole bunch of different characters colliding in one area, speakeasy bar. I wrote it more around based central around this one character, this getaway driver. And yeah, it's the part I've always wanted to play. But I have another script of mine, which is kind of my ultimate blockbuster I want to make. But this is definitely one for sure.
When you're writing a script where you are the main character, how do you write it, or what is the process of writing it in a way where it doesn't seem like you're self-grandizing yourself, like you're doing like a self-insert? Is that a difficult process, or did that come fairly easy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, I mean, you have to just. I'm sorry, can you rephrase? Like, what do you mean in specifically?
When you're writing a character that you yourself are going to play,
right?
And you don't want it to seem like it's just you kind of pandering to yourself. You want it to write where it's believable. Is that difficult to do, where you're trying to really separate you from the character you're writing and playing?
Right. No, I think that's like, first of all, for the roles, like, I know. So for the stuff I write, I know when I write it, it's a character I know that I can play. So like the stuff I usually like to play certain characters. It's not in certain roles. It's usually like the stoic, kind of like the Clint Eastwood. Not a whole lot, not a ton. I don't like a lot of dialogue, personally. So I know what I'm going for when I'm writing it, and I know what I can play and what I can pull off. And what I'd like to cater myself to as far as an actor. So yeah, when I'm writing, I know like what I'm getting into, and I know that's something I can do. So, because I'm writing a role for myself, and I know, like I said, I know the character, I know the story inside out, the backstory of this character. I know the other characters and stuff like that because I'm writing it. So, yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah.
As far as when you had to, there were a lot of driving scenes in the film. How difficult was that with Hollywood and LA traffic? Was that kind of a pain in the ass, or was that that's pretty simple?
No, that's a good question. No, it wasn't. It's funny. It wasn't because we shot. So the whole movie takes place at nighttime. It takes place at nighttime, and we shot from like our crew call. Everything was like 6:45 p.m. to 6:45 a.m. So we didn't start shooting till we did a lot of like the indoor stuff. All the indoor scenes we had, we would shoot those first. So that would be like we do makeup and all that stuff, and getting everything ready at the beginning of the day, and then shoot the first few scenes inside, inside the scenes we had, and then we'd hit the road after that, pack up everything and move cast crew, and that wasn't so maybe after maybe like 9:30, 10 after 10. So by then traffic has really died down, and then a lot of the areas we shot a lot of the movie in like the Arts District in East LA, Lincoln Heights, Boyle Heights area, through downtown. But like some of the faster driving scene stuff was shot in areas where there was not a lot of traffic, and we had it all blocked off and things blocked off for certain stuff. So no, I mean the traffic actually was not bad because of the time we were shooting at night.
Who was responsible for the overall color palette of the film? Because I noticed there was a specific palette through the whole thing. It was very beautiful, very beautiful film. But was that you, or was that somebody else in your creative team that came up with that very soft palette?
Somebody else. Yeah, he showed it to me and one of our producers, and we liked it, and then he gave it the okay. But yeah, I have a colorist who did that, and did a great job, I think. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought he did pretty good, and we liked it and approved of it. So yeah.
When you got the whole thing finished, you got past post-production and everything, and you went back and you looked at the film as a whole, was there anything that you felt that you wanted to change, or did it pretty much come out the way you had hoped?
It came out the way I hoped. However, there's some things that, every film you look back on, there's always room for improvement and things you can change and things you would like to have done differently. The main thing, so when I was with my team, I was doing some location scouting in the beginning. I don't know why it didn't stick out to me, but in the film, there's some scenes with his main antagonist, guy, Frank. He's in this room, and there's the walls in the background, there's this brick wall. I didn't really, when we were location scouting, it didn't stick out as much, but after the fact, when we were filming, when we lit up the scene the day of, when there was lights and stuff in there, it shined. I don't know, it just illuminated too much. I just didn't like the way it looked. It didn't fit the film as much as I wanted as far as a set design.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing that kind of irritated me. We fixed it. We were able in post-production to do some coloring and stuff for the background and the walls and stuff, darken things. But I just wish for that main antagonist we had a little bit of different set design for that in general. And then there's some things too with some of the driving. I wish we had some more coverage on some things. Would have made things a little bit better, I think, for editing and in general for the overall cut of the film. So maybe those two things overall.
Can you tell me a little bit about your casting process and how you came about with some of the actors that you got?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of them, let's see, some of them I've met just through the business over the years, through just premieres and just events and becoming friends and just knowing each other. It's kind of a tight community, especially an independent community. This is like Renee Swore. I met her at her film premiere, The Lullaby. Connected with her since then. And then Dimitri Steer, I met him at a premiere a few years back from an acquaintance. And, we've connected since then and became friends. And then I've known Matt Webb. He's one of the guys in the film. I've known him for many, many years. And then a lot of the other actors, let's see, Julian Cesario, I've worked with him on my first feature. And then all the other actors, for the most part, were just casted, do a normal casting process. So So yeah, I mean, you can for casting, the main ways people do out here is do Breakdown Express, which is like the main casting, LA Casting, Breakdown Express to use for casting. Those are the two main sites that people use for jobs and for also casting breakdowns. So I just we cast through there, and then held auditions at a space station casting studio, and yeah, we auditioned all the other actors, and handpicked who we wanted from there.
My last question, which is obviously going to be the most important, is where and when will people be able to see your movie?
No, absolutely. So June 28th is coming out in a limited theatrical release in LA, starting with Lemley Theater Santa Monica, and it's going to branch out from there. And then at the end of July, mid to end of July, we're going to be doing the VOD release through Amazon. So it'll be on Amazon, and then it'll come to Video On Demand, iFlix, iTunes, and a couple other, probably some subscription services, maybe Netflix, maybe Hulu, depending if we can work out a deal with them, what they want. So there, and then also the DVD release will come out probably in August. And that can be purchased. The DVD we will purchase first through my website, the refugefilm.com website, kspicturesllc.com website. And then also it will come onto Amazon shortly after that, or around that same time period for buying.